Good afternoon. How are you doing? Have you been having a great Friday? I have too. We've been talking to people who have 100 pounds or more to lose, who've maybe given up hope but are ready to start, who ready to believe. Are you ready to believe? Well, I started at 200 pounds and I'm down about 165 pounds as of today. And it just gets better and better. Every good decision that I make about changing my life, adding in world-class, unmatched nutrition that with minerals and adaptogens and high-quality proteins that nourish my body so that, my body knows what it needs. And when you give it what it needs, the cravings are going to come down. The brightness is going to come, the energy, feeling satisfied. Your brain actually, when it gets nourished properly, actually loses cravings. Can you believe it? Wouldn't you like that? It's not a magic wand, but it's nutrition, and it's the best on the planet. Just adding it into your life. No weird foods, no package, not anything. None of that. So today on our final edition of Fantastic Flippin' Food Fridays, I want to finish our conversation from earlier about what we're willing to exchange. We talked earlier about foods to add in, foods that maybe we haven't been used to, we haven't been raised on. Maybe we don't like the texture, we think we don't. Maybe foods we've been unwilling to even try. And we raise our children and our grandchildren, right, to have a broad palette of food that they are willing to eat because we want them to experience the fullness of life on this fabulous, fantastic Fullness Friday, right? Let's do that ourselves. Let's be open to consider other foods. Now, we're going to talk about flipping food. And food that we just don't need to live, guys. It doesn't help us. It doesn't contribute to happiness, to shedding our extra layers of toxins, because remember our toxins, we talked about this, all the toxins in your food and all your body get drawn away into your fat layers, the excess fat layers, not structural fat that protects your organs, right? All the toxins are stored in our fat. So what we choose to eat is really important. And I don't know about you, but a lot of us have had 100 pounds or more on us for years, maybe decades. Can you imagine what disease processes we have in our body when we have all this extra layer of excess fat with toxin, full of toxins? Let's get healthy. Let's shed that. Let's rejuvenate ourselves. Let's renew ourselves from head to toe. So let's talk about foods we don't need to live. I started this a couple years ago, and I came into it and I prayed. I said, God, help me be willing to let go of comfort foods and familiar foods that kind of have felt like my friend. Help me to say goodbye to them if they're not good for me. And I know what's good for me. Come on, folks. We live in the world where we know what's bad for us, right? And I knew, and I decided, I made a decision. Of course, I make decisions every day about what I put in my body and what I don't. But there comes a point where you come to the edge in your life. You come to an edge, like a cliff, like a point of no return. And God gives you a chance to decide, who do you want to be? What do you want to look like? How do you want to feel? You have the power. And I decided, I don't want to eat flour anymore. I don't want to eat sugar. I don't want to eat pasta. I don't want to eat those things that I know are poison, that have absolutely no nutritional value. Let me say it again. Are we eating foods and consuming foods every day our body doesn't want, our body doesn't need, and they're literally poison and they have no nutritional value? Can't we find foods? Can't we find nutrition that is yummy, that feels great, that gives us energy and hope, that takes away guilt, that we just feel happy, that we don't have to struggle and fight with food like it's the enemy? So today, what foods do we need to eliminate so that we can have our bodies on the outside match what's in our heart, what's inside of us, our spirit, our soul, our compassion for people, our love for people, our desire to help people? Maybe you're in a helping industry or ministry. You're taking care of family. It looks unique for all of us, right? But until we take care of ourselves first, until we choose for ourselves a healthy life, who's going to follow us? Who's going to care what we are doing if we're not taking care of ourselves? Because we are worthy, and you, my friend, are unstoppable when you decide it's okay to love yourself. It's okay to take care of yourself first so that you can be the foundation and the rock for everybody in your life that you love. Don't you think that makes sense? So what's holding you back? Our cookies? Our desserts? Our pastas? You know, our body, when it doesn't get the minerals and the nutrition that it needs, it's going to crave all the junk. And that's not our fault. Did you know that's not your fault? It's not your fault because your body knows what it needs. And because of the whole processes that happen in your body, I'm not a scientist and we're not going to claim to be a doctor, but the processes in our body that happens when it doesn't get nourished properly, it's going to crave things, anything, to just stay alive. Will those things keep you alive? Do you feel alive? You have 100 pounds or more to lose? I know I haven't felt alive until I started caring about my life and realizing that it was not enough to love and care for children, family, friends, ministry, if I wasn't first putting it into practice in my own life, if I wasn't willing to give up poison. And I started thinking of all this food. You know, I never met a donut I didn't love. I've told you that. I was addicted to Diet Coke. Bread was my nemesis, far more than sugar. And then one day, I think I woke up and I grew up and I said to myself, with God's help, I'm not going to live this way anymore. And it kind of was an edge experience. You know, it was coming to that fork in the road where there was no going back. And remember, to know and not to do is not to know. Let me say it again. To know and not to do is not to know. We can't say, oh, I know this about nutrition, I know this, and then keep consuming poison. Flour and sugar have no nutritional value. We do not need them to survive, and we don't need them to thrive. And don't we want to get beyond survival, folks? Don't we want to thrive? And if you've never experienced what it feels like to thrive every day, nutritionally, with mobility, with energy, I understand. It feels like unattainable, like going to the moon or something. If you want my help, step by step, I promise you, your life will change and change for good. And will get you from day one. For the first 30 days, you're going to see results you've never experienced. Because that's what the power of the best nutrition on the planet can do from the inside out, I'm Anita. Thank you for joining me today. Let's think about foods as poison that are not good for us. Let's ask God to help us be willing to break our relationship with certain foods and to be open to new experiences so that we can have the new life that we desire, especially those of us that have 100 pounds or more to lose. Follow me, subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications, hit me thumbs up, share this with somebody that you care about, that maybe, you know, this can encourage them. That's all I want to do, is be an encouragement. God bless you. Have a great Friday night with your family, with whatever you have planned. Tomorrow, Sabotage Saturdays, we talk about things that we do to sabotage our success with shedding pounds, gaining energy, losing weight, and changing our lives. Thanks for joining me so much. It means so much to me. Comment below. Tell me how I'm doing. God bless you.